previous lap, and he's gone into second place. He will feel that he's got the pace over Gardner this weekend, won't he?
Yeah, it didn't look like Remy had the speed to match Sam or Raul through.
And when the lights go out, the Dutch TT in Moto2 is underway, and can Sam Lowe from the inside gets a decent start. That's not too bad at all as Aaron Canet fires it through from the second row of the grid. It's a big start for Canet because he's going to take over, and Fernandez is forced out wide, and it's Canet leading from Gardner, and then it's Sam Lowe's in third place ahead of Raul Fernandez. You wouldn't have seen that or predicted it before this race got underway. A brilliant start from Aaron Canet from row 2 though.
Yeah, really impressive from Canet. He had a real good drive on the run down to turn 1. That was bench there, just getting tagged by Navarro.
Oh, and that's down for Della Porta, who had his best grid start in Moto2. He was just tagged, it all got tight in the scrub, and down he goes. Canet leads them through into the Ruskenhoek for the first time. In second place, Remy Gardner as Della Porta. Oh, and that's a big crash, big crash. Marcel Schrotter, is it?
No, it's
Tony Arbolino. Tony Arbolino, isn't it? The number 14. Wow, what an opening lap we've had already in Moto2. Opening a couple of corners, Sam Lowe has made it through in the meantime into second place on Remy Gardner. Now, Canet, what can he do from here? Actually, his pace was decent this weekend. He was really good in the wet, but in warm-up had a spill.
Yes, Canet struggled a bit on Friday, really found something on Saturday. Impressive qualifying, great first lap. We know the race rhythm he had in Saxon Ring, but I'm really impressed with this first lap from Sam Lowe. It wasn't a great start, the front did pop up, but he was so aggressive in those first few turns, and it looks like he wants to take the lead here straight away. He's sizing up Canet. And
he is into the chicane for the first time, and Sam Lowe is going to lead them across the line in the Dutch TT. A first lap he couldn't have dreamed of overnight, but he is going to lead them through down to turn 1 for the second time. Sam Lowe's Canet goes past him on the brakes on that Moscoscaro bike, so Canet reclaims the lead. There's Arbolino still, that's at turn 7. Massive crash always in there. Yellow flags may well still be there when we get there on this occasion.
Oh, squared up the inside from, was that
Gardner? It's Gardner.
Was, yeah, impressive stuff there. So Sam's exit from the chicane was compromised. Canet pounced Ayagura through on Raul Fernandez.
Ayagura through on his former Moto3 sparring partner, and Fernandez, of the Raul variety, is having a shocking start to the race because Augusto was attacking him then on the outside. He's hung on to 5th place, I believe, as they went into the Ruskin. Oh no, he's out wide, and that's Fernandez dropping even further back down. He's had an awful start, got a little bit rattled, hasn't he, at the beginning of this race, and the poleman, the favourite for the race, has dropped right back as Gardner, his title rival, takes over at the front.
What a lap from Remy Gardner. Raul tucked it out a little bit up into turn 6 and 7, run off the track, and he's been shuffled all the way back as his teammate moves to the front of the field.
Wow, what an opening couple of laps in the Dutch TT. The poleman, Raul Fernandez, has dropped right back down the field into 9th place. This is the start where I think people sat up. Navarro there just had a little wobble, didn't he?
Yeah, it started from Ben Schneider at a bit of a moment. Navarro almost hit the back of him, then it kind of condenses, and you watch Della Porta coming into the shot now alongside Navarro in the rear. Oh, he touched first, then that step out of the machine, and down he goes. Lucky to be in the middle of the pack and not get collected by another machine.
Yeah, thankfully, that's the main thing, that he is okay, and he's walked away from that one. Big wheelie for Marco Bezzecchi. He's down in 13th place in this race. Fastest rider out on circuit is 7th place rider Xavi Vierge, so keep an eye on him. This is not the Moto2 race we're expecting, as Sam Lowe goes through just where Remy Gardner did it on him the previous lap, and he's gone into second place. He will feel that he's got the pace over Gardner this weekend, won't he?
Yeah, it didn't look like Remy had the speed to match Sam or Raul throughout practice, but then when it counts, when those lights go out, Remy sets the fastest lap of the race so far at a 37.8. They're still a long way from what they're capable of.
Oh, there's been a jump start. I thought Ben Schneider had moved a long way forward. He started 12th. He was in the battle for the whole shot, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was actually just behind Sam Lowe's entering turn 1.
A double long lap penalty. Oh, that's disastrous for the Dutch rider in front of his home fans, and he's been doing so well actually all weekend. As Ayagura now looking racy. This is another rookie, I will remind you, ladies and gentlemen. Ayagura, who had someone slowing out, and it looks like the other, it's Joe Roberts, the other Italtrans bike has gone down. Knew he had to take a long lap penalty, but both Italtrans bikes are out of this race in the early stages. Wow. And Remy Gardner is stretching them out at the front. This is similar to what he tried at the Saxon Ring. He's trying to break the field.
Yeah, he did exactly that in the Saxon Ring. Really put the hammer down, pushed hard for 2-3 laps, and then kind of rolled off, settled, and didn't overload those tyres.
Augusto Fernandez is up into third place, and Canet also coming through on Ayagura. So Fernandez, winner here. The last time we had a Dutch TT in Moto2, he is up into third, the best we've seen from him so far this season, for the last couple of seasons really. As we go on board with Raul Fernandez, he's battling for 7th place. He gets it from Xavi Vierge, but not the start Fernandez would have wanted at all. And if things stayed the same in this race, he'd be losing big points to Remy Gardner out front. But I do feel like this race is not going to be decided in these first few laps.
No, this is a real test of Raul Fernandez, how he keeps his composure. Digi and clean, decisive move there on Vierge. That's not an easy one to pull off as clean as that when you've got bikes all around you.
Yeah, it's just because they've gone for the softer tyre. New surface here this weekend, which means great, extra grip, but it can mean it's got a little bit of abrasion to it, which means towards the latter stages that soft tyre will start complaining as Raul Fernandez lines up another move. This time it's on Marcel Schrotter, whose teammate Arbolino dropped out through there early on in the race. On the green for Raul Fernandez as he came out of the Steckenball, but he hangs on to the spot.
That was a nice bit of camera work as we flicked between the two onboard cameras from Marcel Schrotter back to Raul Fernandez. You've seen how Raul set up that direction change through the fast 6 and 7 and then stuck it up the inside nice and clean. But he did run onto the green. Needs to be careful. That's the first one of the race that I've seen so far.
They may well, because he's run on the green, it was after he'd taken the place. If you run over the green and take somebody while doing it, sometimes they will say to you, go back a spot. Sam Lowes has made really good progress on this lap. The gap was at half a second. He's closed it right down as we right now on board with Remy Gardner. You can see that big number 22 right up the exhaust pipes of Remy Gardner, but he's closed the gap down and actually has just set the fastest lap of the race so far, a 1:37.2 from Sam Lowes as Raul Fernandez picks up another spot. He's going to run it wide though, and Agura is going to make him go even wider as he drops back into 5th. This is the problem. This is what's happened to Sam Lowes in races this year, isn't it? If you get back there, you get duffed up.
Yeah, I wouldn't have seen a lot of Raul so far this season, but they have a lot of history in Moto3 together, so I'm not giving up the spot to the man who has been setting all the headlines in Moto2 this season. Raul, he's definitely determined to get through as quick as possible, but you can lose time here, and you can see with Sam and Remy, they're stretching that gap. Oh, actually, for me, Augusto Fernandez has got the speed to get back across to these two.
I think so. I think you're absolutely right there. Remy Gardner, we know his pace will come late on in the race, and he will be trying to manage things as again Raul Fernandez makes that move up to the Steckenball. Is he going to run off track this time? Not on that occasion. Agura did really well to make sure he had the drive. But again, Fernandez is going to run him wide at turn 9 into Bolt Corner. He really let off the brakes there, didn't he, to go through on Agura. Has he got the line into the double apex right? Agura's not going to die wondering, is he here? He's going to attack again, surely.
Yeah, he looks racy today. He's definitely not giving Raul an easy time. He's fighting back every single time. That was a late decision to move up the inside and to Bolt, but he didn't run too wide. It hasn't cost him a lot of time, and now he's made that decisive pass on Ayagura.
Brilliant Moto2 race in the early laps, and here comes Sam Lowes now, lined it up on the previous go around, and Remy Gardner, they get tight on the exit from the chicane, didn't want to give up position, and it's going to be Augusto Fernandez who takes over at the front. It's like a Moto3 race here in the intermediate class. It's Augusto Fernandez, not Raul, who is leading this race from his teammate Sam Lowes, with Remy Gardner now back in third. And I do feel like they both the Mark VDS riders had more pace than Gardner in these early stages.
Augusto set the fastest lap of the race on that time around, 37.1, so he was making his way across. That move from Sam just compromised both.
He's a big part of it. As we watch, we're on board with Remy Gardner through the fast sector, Michael.
He was setting that up, but actually it cost him a little bit, almost too close to the rear wheel as he went through the fast turn 12. But here you can see this as he sets up the run and straight up the inside, nice and clean.
Into the chicane, Remy Gardner takes second place from Augusto Fernandez, but Fernandez will have a good run down towards turn 1. Remy Gardner tries to close it off from him. It's given Sam Lowes a little whisper, perhaps, of getting onto the podium here, but it's Gardner who hangs on to second place behind his teammate. Absolutely a damage limitation exercise now with his teammate out in front, and that's the best he could do. If he could only lose 5 points to Raul Fernandez, look at that as regards the championship, it'd be 31 points, but Augusto wants to get into second ahead of Remy Gardner, who goes tight in the Strubben.
Sam Lowe's back to a 37.0 on that lap, so brought himself back onto the rear wheel of these two. This podium is not decided yet. You can see how hungry Augusto was in Sector 1, trying to set something up. He's going to stick it under Remy Gardner pretty well. It could be this change of direction.
Into the right, perhaps, maybe out of turn 7. Is it going to be into the Steckenval on this occasion? No. Sam Lowe's ready to pick up the pieces. Can he conjure up his own move? Maybe on the run to the line, because he's been strong there every single lap. And maybe into the chicane he can take a spot. It's Gardner in second, Augusto Fernandez in third, it's Sam Lowe's in fourth. Raul is surely going to win this race and take his third victory of, I remind you, his rookie season in Moto2. Lowe's might have just gone a little bit deep in the double apex right there. Here we go then, run to the line for the final time. Raul Fernandez is surely going to win this race, barring a massive mistake on the run to the line. And Remy Gardner has covered off any move from Augusto Fernandez. He's going to take his 8th podium of the season, but it's his teammate, Raul Fernandez, who has done it again. Raul wins in Holland, his 3rd victory of the season from pole position, but he's done it the hard way. He wins, Gardner takes 2nd. In the championship, the lead is closed ever so slightly. Augusto Fernandez takes 3rd place, and for Augusto, that's his first